The natural world is a tapestry of diverse life, from the towering giraffes of the African savanna to the tiny hummingbirds flitting through tropical rainforests. Each species is intricately connected to its environment, and weather plays a crucial role in shaping these connections. Weather dictates the availability of food, the suitability of shelter, and even the timing of migration and breeding. Imagine the African plains during the rainy season. The dry, parched landscape transforms into a lush green paradise, teeming with life. Zebras and wildebeest gather in their thousands, drawn by the abundance of fresh grass. This cycle of rain and drought is a fundamental rhythm of life in this ecosystem. However, weather is not always so benevolent. Extreme events such as hurricanes, floods, and droughts can have devastating impacts on wildlife populations. These events are becoming increasingly frequent and severe due to climate change, posing a significant threat to the delicate balance of nature. Understanding the intricate relationship between weather and wildlife is crucial for conservation efforts. By recognizing the challenges posed by a changing climate, we can better protect vulnerable species and ensure the health of our planet's ecosystems for generations to come. Rain, the lifeblood of many ecosystems, brings both blessings and challenges to the animal kingdom. For some, it signals a time of abundance. In the rainforests of the Amazon, the arrival of the wet season transforms the forest floor into a haven for amphibians. Poison dart frogs, with their vibrant colors warning of deadly toxins, emerge from their hiding places to breed in the temporary pools created by the downpours. However, too much rain can be just as detrimental as too little. In coastal areas, heavy rainfall can lead to flooding, displacing animals from their burrows and nests. Sea turtle nests, carefully dug into sandy beaches, are particularly vulnerable. Rising waters can drown eggs or wash away hatchlings making their way to the sea. Rain also influences the availability of food. Insects, a vital food source for many birds, reptiles, and amphibians, thrive in moist conditions. A surge in insect populations following rain provides a feast for insectivores, allowing them to raise their young and build up energy reserves. But rain, or the lack thereof, can disrupt this delicate balance. Droughts, often exacerbated by climate change, can lead to widespread starvation and even death, as water sources dry up and vegetation withers. Snow, with its transformative power, ushers in a period of both beauty and hardship for wildlife in colder climates. For some animals, like the Arctic fox, snow provides essential camouflage. Its thick, white winter coat blends seamlessly with the snowy landscape, allowing it to stalk prey undetected and evade predators. However, snow can also make finding food a challenge. Herbivores, such as deer and elk, struggle to access buried vegetation. They may be forced to migrate to lower elevations or rely on stored fat reserves to survive the lean winter months. Snow also impacts shelter. Many animals, including bears and groundhogs, hibernate during the winter, relying on the insulating properties of snow to create a den that protects them from the frigid temperatures. A lack of snow cover can expose hibernating animals to the elements, making them vulnerable to predators or freezing temperatures. The timing and amount of snowfall are crucial for the survival of many species. Early thaws or late snowstorms can disrupt breeding cycles and food availability, impacting the delicate balance of these ecosystems. The relentless heat of deserts and arid regions presents unique challenges for the creatures that call these harsh environments home. Survival in these extreme conditions requires remarkable adaptations. The fennec fox, with its oversized ears, uses them to radiate heat away from its body, keeping it cool in the scorching desert sun. Many desert animals are crepuscular, meaning they are most active during the cooler hours of dawn and dusk. During the day, they seek refuge from the scorching sun in burrows, under rocks, or in the shade of vegetation. The thorny devil lizard of Australia has another trick up its sleeve. It can absorb water through its skin, collecting condensation from the cool night air. However, even the most well-adapted desert dwellers have their limits. Prolonged heat waves exacerbated by climate change are pushing these animals to their physiological boundaries. As temperatures soar and water sources dwindle, the survival of these remarkable creatures hangs in the balance. Drought, a silent killer, grips the land in its parched embrace, leaving a trail of withered vegetation and dwindling water sources in its wake. For wildlife, drought is a time of hardship and struggle for survival. Elephants, those majestic giants of the savannah, rely on their incredible memories to locate water sources during times of drought. However, as drought tightens its grip, even these ancient water sources may run dry. Competition for dwindling resources intensifies, leading to conflict and even death. Grazing animals, such as zebras and wildebeest, are forced to migrate further and further in search of sustenance. Drought also impacts predators. With prey animals becoming scarce, predators must travel further and expend more energy to secure a meal. Lion prides may lose cubs to starvation, and scavengers like vultures struggle to find enough carrion to survive. Section 6. Adapting to the ever-changing world. The natural world is in a constant state of flux, and animals are masters of adaptation, evolving over millennia to thrive in their specific environments. Some adaptations are behavioral. Birds, such as the Arctic tern, undertake epic migrations, flying thousands of miles to escape harsh winters and breed in more favorable conditions. Other adaptations are physiological. The camel, that iconic symbol of the desert, has evolved a remarkable suite of adaptations to cope with heat and water scarcity. Its hump stores fat, which can be broken down into water and energy, allowing it to survive for long periods without drinking. However, the rapid pace of climate change is presenting new challenges, pushing the limits of these adaptations. As temperatures rise and weather patterns become more unpredictable, the ability of species to adapt quickly enough is uncertain. Conservation efforts play a crucial role in mitigating these challenges, providing wildlife with the best possible chance of survival in a changing world. Section 7. Climate change, a looming threat. Climate change, a pressing global issue, is casting a long shadow over the natural world. Rising temperatures, shifting weather patterns, and an increase in extreme events are disrupting ecosystems and threatening the survival of countless species. Polar bears, reliant on sea ice for hunting seals, are facing a shrinking hunting ground as sea ice melts at an alarming rate. Coral reefs, often called the rainforests of the sea, are highly sensitive to changes in water temperature. Ocean warming is causing coral bleaching, a phenomenon that weakens and can kill coral, devastating these vibrant ecosystems that support a vast array of marine life. Climate change is also impacting the timing of natural events, such as migration and breeding. Birds arriving at their breeding grounds may find that the insects they rely on for food have already peaked, leaving their chicks vulnerable to starvation. These mismatches, driven by climate change, can have cascading effects throughout ecosystems. Section 8. Weather extremes, a test of resilience. Extreme weather events such as hurricanes, floods, and wildfires are becoming more frequent and intense, pushing wildlife to their limits. Hurricanes, with their powerful winds and torrential rainfall, can decimate forests, leaving animals homeless and vulnerable. Floods can inundate burrows and nests, drowning young animals and displacing entire populations. Wildfires, fueled by drought and hotter temperatures, rage through forests and grasslands, leaving behind scorched earth and ash. While some animals are able to escape the flames, many perish or are left with limited food and shelter. These extreme events, exacerbated by climate change, are a stark reminder of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth. Section 9. Our role, understanding and protecting. The intricate relationship between weather and wildlife is a delicate dance that has played out over millennia. However, human activities are altering the rhythm of this dance, pushing many species to the brink. Understanding these impacts is crucial for effective conservation efforts. We must reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, transition to renewable energy sources, and implement sustainable practices to mitigate climate change. Protecting and restoring habitats, creating wildlife corridors, and reducing pollution are essential steps in safeguarding biodiversity. Ultimately, our own survival is intertwined with the fate of wildlife and the health of our planet's ecosystems. By recognizing our role in the intricate web of life, we can make choices that ensure a brighter future for all. GAP 2S Section 10 Shifting Journeys. The impact of climate change on wildlife migration patterns. As our planet warms, the natural migration patterns of countless species are being disrupted. From birds that once flew thousands of miles to specific breeding grounds to marine life navigating vast oceans, these journeys are now fraught with new challenges. Gap 3S. For instance, many bird species are arriving at their destinations only to find that the seasons have changed and the food they rely on is no longer available. Similarly, the warming seas are altering the migratory routes of fish and marine mammals, impacting entire ecosystems and the communities that depend on them. Gap 3S. In the Arctic, the melting ice is forcing polar bears to travel greater distances in search of food, putting immense strain on their populations. Meanwhile, on land, animals like caribou are struggling as changing weather patterns affect the availability of their food sources and disrupt their traditional migratory paths. Gap 3S. But amidst these challenges, there is hope. Conservationists and scientists are working tirelessly to understand these shifting patterns and develop strategies to help wildlife adapt. By protecting critical habitats, creating wildlife corridors, and supporting sustainable practices, we can help ensure that these majestic journeys continue for generations to come. Gap 3S. The resilience of nature is remarkable, but it needs our help. By taking action against climate change and supporting conservation efforts, we can play a crucial part in preserving the intricate tapestry of life on Earth. Together, we can ensure that the timeless dance of migration continues to inspire and awe, reminding us of the beauty and interconnectedness of our world. Gap 2SS, Section 11, Guardians of the Wild Conservation Efforts. As we face the growing challenges of climate change, the role of conservation efforts has never been more critical. Across the globe, dedicated individuals and organizations are working tirelessly to protect endangered species and their habitats. Gap 3S. From the rainforests of the Amazon to the savannas of Africa, conservationists are implementing innovative strategies to combat habitat loss, poaching, and climate-induced threats. Through the establishment of protected areas, wildlife reserves, and national parks, these efforts provide safe havens for countless species, allowing them to thrive and reproduce. Gap 3S. In addition to protecting habitats, conservationists are engaging in breeding programs to boost the populations of critically endangered species. For example, the California condor, once on the brink of extinction, has seen a remarkable recovery thanks to captive breeding and reintroduction programs. Gap 3S. Community involvement is also a key component of successful conservation. By working with local communities, conservationists are fostering a sense of stewardship and empowering people to take an active role in protecting their natural heritage. Education and awareness campaigns are helping to change attitudes and behaviors, creating a future where humans and wildlife can coexist harmoniously. Gap 3S. Technology is playing an increasingly important role in conservation efforts as well. Drones, satellite tracking, and camera traps are providing valuable data on wildlife populations and movements, enabling more effective and targeted conservation strategies. Gap 3S. Despite the daunting challenges, the success stories of conservation efforts offer a beacon of hope. They remind us that with determination and collaboration, we can make a difference. By supporting conservation initiatives and advocating for policies that protect our planet, we can help ensure a future where endangered species not only survive but thrive. Gap 3S. The guardians of the wild are not just the conservationists on the front lines, but all of us who care about the fate of our planet. Together, we have the power to shape a brighter future for all living beings. Let's act now, for the sake of our shared home and the incredible diversity of life it supports. Gap 2S, Section 12, The Web of Life, Symbiotic Relationships. In the vast tapestry of nature, every thread is intricately woven with another, creating a complex web of interdependence. Symbiotic relationships, where different species live in close association with each other, are fundamental to the health and stability of ecosystems around the world. Gap 3S. From the coral reefs of the Pacific to the dense forests of the Amazon, these relationships highlight the incredible ways in which life forms adapt and thrive together. In coral reefs, for instance, the partnership between coral and zooxanthellae algae is a remarkable example of mutualism. The algae provide the coral with essential nutrients through photosynthesis, while the coral offers the algae a protected environment and the compounds needed for photosynthesis. This relationship is vital for the survival of coral reefs, which are among the most diverse ecosystems on the planet. Gap 3S. In the African savannas, the bond between acacia trees and ants is another fascinating symbiosis. The acacia tree provides nectar and shelter for the ants, while the ants protect the tree from herbivores and even prune competing vegetation. This mutualistic relationship ensures the survival and growth of both species in a harsh environment. GAP3S. In temperate forests, mycorrhizal fungi form a crucial symbiotic relationship with trees. The fungi colonize the tree roots, extending far into the soil and increasing the tree's ability to absorb water and nutrients. In return, the fungi receive carbohydrates produced by the tree through photosynthesis. This ancient partnership has been pivotal in the success of forest ecosystems for millions of years. GAP3S. However, not all symbiotic relationships are beneficial to both parties. Parasitism, where one organism benefits at the expense of another, also plays a significant role in nature. For example, mistletoe plants attach themselves to host trees, extracting water and nutrients, which can weaken or even kill the host over time. GAP3S. Commensalism, where one species benefits while the other is neither helped nor harmed, is another form of symbiosis. An example of this is the relationship between barnacles and whales. Barnacles attach to the whale's skin, gaining a free ride through nutrient-rich waters, while the whale remains unaffected by their presence. GAP3S. These intricate relationships underscore the delicate balance within ecosystems. When one species is affected, the ripple effects can be felt throughout the entire web of life. Understanding and preserving these connections is crucial for the health of our planet. GAP3S. As we continue to explore and appreciate the wonders of nature, let us remember the importance of every thread in the web of life. By protecting and fostering these relationships, we ensure the resilience and vitality of our ecosystems for generations to come. GAP3S. In the end, the story of life on Earth is not one of isolated survival, but of interconnectedness and cooperation. Together, we can protect this intricate web and celebrate the extraordinary diversity of life it supports. GAP2SS. Section 13, the silent struggle, marine life and pollution. Beneath the waves, a silent struggle unfolds, threatening the vibrant life forms that call the ocean their home. Pollution in its many forms has infiltrated the depths, casting a shadow over the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. GAP3S, plastic debris, oil spills, and chemical runoff are just a few of the pollutants that have a devastating impact on marine life. Turtles, mistaking plastic bags for jellyfish, ingest them, leading to fatal blockages. Seabirds, entangled in discarded fishing nets, meet their untimely end. The beauty of coral reefs is marred by microplastics, which not only suffocate corals but also enter the food chain, affecting countless species. GAP3S. Chemical pollutants such as pesticides and heavy metals seep into the water, poisoning fish and other marine organisms. These toxins accumulate in the bodies of larger predators, including those humans rely on for food, creating a dangerous cycle of contamination. GAP3S. Oil spills, catastrophic in their immediate impact, leave a lasting legacy of destruction. The thick, suffocating slick coats the feathers of seabirds, rendering them unable to fly or insulate themselves. Marine mammals, struggling to surface for air, succumb to the toxic fumes and contaminated waters. The once thriving ecosystems are left desolate as the slow recovery process begins. GAP3S. Noise pollution, an often overlooked threat, disrupts the communication and navigation of marine animals. Whales and dolphins, relying on echolocation to find food and communicate, are disoriented by the constant barrage of ship engines and industrial activity. This disorientation can lead to strandings, where these majestic creatures find themselves helpless on shores. GAP3S. Eutrophication, caused by excessive nutrient runoff, creates dead zones in the ocean. Algal blooms, fueled by agricultural and industrial waste, deplete the oxygen in the water, suffocating marine life. The once rich fishing grounds become barren, affecting the livelihoods of communities dependent on the sea. GAP3S. Despite the grim reality, hope remains. Awareness and action are crucial in combating marine pollution. Efforts to reduce plastic use, improve waste management, and regulate industrial discharges can make a significant difference. Organizations and individuals around the world are working tirelessly to clean up beaches, rescue entangled wildlife, and advocate for stronger environmental protections. GAP3S. The ocean, a source of life and wonder, deserves our respect and protection. By acknowledging the impact of pollution and taking steps to mitigate it, we can preserve the marine ecosystems that are vital to the health of our planet. GAP3S. In the end, the story of the ocean is one of resilience and interdependence. Together, we can turn the tide and ensure that the silent struggle of marine life becomes a tale of recovery and hope. Let us act now, for the sake of the countless creatures beneath the waves and the future generations who will inherit this blue planet. Gap 3 ES. Gap 2S, Section 14, Cultivating a Sustainable Future. As we turn our attention from the oceans to the land, we find that the practices we employ in agriculture hold immense power over the health of our ecosystems and the wildlife that inhabits them. Sustainable agriculture, an approach that balances the needs of humans and the environment, is key to preserving biodiversity and ensuring a thriving planet. Gap 3S. In traditional farming, the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides can lead to soil degradation, water contamination, and loss of native habitats. However, sustainable practices like crop rotation, organic farming, and integrated pest management offer a promising alternative. These methods not only enhance soil health, but also create a more resilient agricultural system that supports a variety of species. Gap 3S. One of the cornerstones of sustainable agriculture is the reduction of synthetic inputs. By using natural fertilizers and biopesticides, farmers can decrease the chemical runoff that often harms aquatic life and pollutes drinking water sources. Cover crops and no-till farming further protect the soil, preventing erosion and maintaining a habitat for beneficial insects and microorganisms. Gap 3S. Agroforestry, the integration of trees and shrubs into agricultural landscapes, provides multiple benefits. Trees act as windbreaks, reducing soil erosion and providing shade for crops. They also offer habitats for birds, insects, and other wildlife, promoting biodiversity and ecological balance. This harmonious blend of farming and forestry supports both agricultural productivity and environmental health. Gap 3S. Water conservation is another critical aspect of sustainable agriculture. Drip irrigation, rainwater harvesting, and the careful management of water resources ensure that farming can thrive without depleting local water supplies. These practices help maintain wetlands and rivers, crucial habitats for a myriad of species from amphibians to migratory birds. Gap 3S, sustainable agriculture, also emphasizes the importance of local and seasonal food production. By reducing the carbon footprint associated with long-distance transportation and supporting local economies, we can foster a more sustainable food system. Farmers' markets and community-supported agriculture programs connect consumers directly with those who grow their food, promoting transparency and trust. Gap 3S. The adoption of sustainable practices in agriculture is not just a necessity for environmental health, it's a testament to our ability to innovate and adapt. Farmers, scientists, and policymakers are working together to develop and implement strategies that protect our natural resources while ensuring food security. Gap 3S. By embracing sustainable agriculture, we can create a future where wildlife thrives alongside human communities. The choices we make today and how we cultivate our land will shape the world for generations to come. Let us commit to practices that nurture the earth, support biodiversity, and sustain the delicate web of life that connects all living beings. Gap 3S. In the end, the journey towards a sustainable future is a collective effort. Each step we take, no matter how small, brings us closer to a world where agriculture and nature coexist in harmony. Together, we can sow the seeds of change and reap the rewards of a healthier, more vibrant planet. Gap 3S. Gap 2S, Section 15. Technology and Conservation, a New Horizon. As we delve deeper into the quest for a sustainable future, the role of technology emerges as a beacon of hope. Technology is not just a tool, it has become an integral ally in our efforts to conserve wildlife and protect our planet's biodiversity. Gap 3S. From satellite tracking to drone surveillance, technological advancements have revolutionized the way we monitor and protect wildlife. Satellite tracking allows conservationists to follow the migratory patterns of endangered species, providing crucial data that informs protective measures and habitat management. Gap 3S, drones, equipped with high-resolution cameras, offer an unparalleled perspective on wildlife habitats. They can access remote and challenging terrains, capturing footage that helps scientists study animal behavior monitor population sizes, and detect threats such as poaching or habitat destruction. GAP3S, artificial intelligence and machine learning are also playing a pivotal role. These technologies analyze vast amounts of data from camera traps, acoustic sensors, and other monitoring devices, identifying species and detecting anomalies with remarkable accuracy. This enables quicker and more effective responses to conservation challenges. GAP3S. In marine environments, underwater robots and remote sensing technologies have opened new frontiers in ocean conservation. These tools allow researchers to explore deep-sea ecosystems, map coral reefs, and monitor the health of marine species, all while minimizing human disturbance. GAP3S. Biotechnological innovations such as genetic analysis and CRISPR offer promising avenues for preserving genetic diversity and combating diseases that threaten wildlife populations. By understanding the genetic makeup of species, scientists can develop strategies to enhance their resilience and adaptability in a changing world. GAP3S. Mobile apps and citizen science platforms are empowering individuals to contribute to conservation efforts. These tools enable people to report wildlife sightings, track invasive species, and participate in habitat restoration projects, fostering a sense of community and shared responsibility. GAP3S. Technology also facilitates global collaboration. Online databases and cloud computing allow researchers from different parts of the world to share data and insights, accelerating the pace of discovery and innovation in conservation science. GAP3S. However, the integration of technology in conservation is not without challenges. Ensuring equitable access, addressing ethical concerns, and mitigating the environmental impact of technological devices are critical considerations. GAP3S. Despite these challenges, the potential of technology to enhance our conservation efforts is immense. By harnessing the power of innovation, we can develop more effective strategies to protect endangered species, restore habitats, and mitigate the impacts of climate change. GAP3S. As we stand on the brink of a new era in conservation, let us embrace technology as a powerful ally. Together, we can leverage these advancements to create a future where wildlife thrives, ecosystems flourish, and the delicate balance of nature is preserved for generations to come. GAP3S. The journey towards a sustainable and resilient planet is a collective endeavor, and technology is an essential part of our toolkit. Let us continue to innovate, collaborate, and inspire as we work towards a world where humans and nature coexist in harmony. GAP3S. Deforestation, a silent yet relentless force reshaping our planet. Every year, millions of hectares of forests are cleared, leaving a trail of destruction that impacts countless species. This unseen battle is fought in the shadows, but its consequences are felt far and wide. In the face of deforestation's relentless march, there lies a beacon of hope: the power of community involvement in wildlife conservation. Across the globe, local communities are banding together, driven by a shared passion to protect and restore their natural habitats. From reforestation projects to wildlife sanctuaries, these initiatives are not just conserving biodiversity, they are empowering people. Communities are learning sustainable practices, creating economic opportunities, and fostering a deep connection with nature. Employing traditional knowledge and modern techniques, these grassroots efforts are making a tangible impact. By planting trees, protecting endangered species, and educating future generations, these communities are sowing the seeds of a sustainable future. This collective action is a testament to the strength of unity. It reminds us that even in the face of daunting challenges, hope can bloom. Together, we can turn the tide and ensure that our planet's wild places thrive for generations to come. Through the lens of stock videos, we witness the remarkable stories of these communities, their struggles, their triumphs, and their unwavering dedication. As the hopeful music swells, we are reminded that the power to protect our world lies within each of us. Join us in celebrating these unsung heroes and their extraordinary efforts. Let their stories inspire us all to become stewards of the earth, working hand in hand to create a brighter, more sustainable future. In the realm of wildlife conservation, success stories are beacons of hope, illuminating the path toward a brighter future. Across the globe, dedicated individuals and organizations are making remarkable strides in protecting our planet's most vulnerable species. Take, for instance, the resurgence of the American bald eagle. Once on the brink of extinction due to pesticide use and habitat loss, concerted conservation efforts have led to a stunning recovery. Through legal protections, habitat restoration and public awareness campaigns, the bald eagle has soared back from the edge, symbolizing the power of human intervention. In Africa, the story of the black rhino is equally inspiring. Poached to near extinction, these majestic creatures have found new hope through rigorous anti-poaching measures and community-led conservation initiatives. The establishment of protected areas and wildlife corridors has allowed black rhino populations to slowly but steadily increase, proving that with determination and collaboration, even the most dire situations can improve. Meanwhile, in the oceans, the tale of the humpback whale's revival is nothing short of miraculous. These gentle giants were once hunted to the brink of oblivion. However, international whaling bans and marine protected areas have allowed their numbers to rebound. Today, humpback whales are a testament to the resilience of nature and the impact of global cooperation. As we witness these incredible recoveries through stock videos, we are reminded of the profound difference that can be made when humanity unites for a common cause. With uplifting music as our backdrop, we celebrate these triumphs and the tireless efforts of those who dedicate their lives to conservation. These success stories are not just about saving individual species, they are about preserving the intricate web of life that sustains us all. They remind us that with unwavering commitment and collective action, we can create a world where wildlife and humans coexist in harmony. Join us in honoring these victories and be inspired to take action. Together, we can turn the tide and ensure that our planet's rich biodiversity thrives for generations to come. Let these stories ignite a passion within us all to protect and cherish the natural world.